right, just injury update. George Fant will not participate in practice today. Peanut won't participate in practice today with the hamstring. Cashman will be limited. Chuma will be limited, and then the rest of these guys will be full. So that'll a little lighter injury report today than what it's been. So that's a positive. It's been a good week for Sam. He looks from the last time that we were going through a week before that New England game. The way he's throwing the football right now, you can tell there's a big difference as far as the control, the velocity. His change of pace on throws. It just looks a lot different than the last time he tried to make a run at going to play in a game. So feeling good about that. Excited to see these guys playing this game. 3 receivers. Wade Hernan's playing. Get Josh and Ty going with Frank. Fired up to see what we can do on Sunday. Whatever you guys got. Come on, Rich. I know you want to go negative. Let's go.
Not negative. It's positive based on what you're saying. So Sam is starting on Sunday, I guess.
Yeah. Yep. Unless something changes today, which I don't anticipate. Everything looks good. It looks good to go.
Do you think that can, not to take anything away from Flacco because he did some good things, but just to get your starter back, does that provide just inherent boost or lift for the offense?
I think these guys all just wanted to kind of see what, maybe it could have been, from the beginning of the year. Getting a lot of these young guys in there and seeing what kind of chemistry we have. Obviously, the more we practice together, the more we play in games together, the better it is for those guys. I just think that every day we're getting improvement, and Sunday is the biggest test. It's the best way to get better and go out there and compete against another team.
How much do you sense that he's itching to get out there with those 3 wide receivers? After all the talk of not having them together and just finally being able to get them on the field at the same time.
Yeah, just to watch those guys practice. I wish it was more, we're kind of in that part of the season where you're whittling back on some of the reps and things like that. Because there hasn't been too many times where we've been completely healthy like this, where everybody's practiced together. Really would love to see, the more. It's just every week's important for us. Every week that we can go out and have a practice, every time we get a chance to play a game and all these guys are playing together, I think that's critical for us.
Adam, how much different does Miami look with Tua at quarterback now versus Fitz? And just what have your overall impressions been of Tua?
Yeah, I do think he has – you can see why he was a winner in college. He played for a really good team, and he was a big part of why they won as much as they did. I don't see like a huge glaring difference as far as what's going on schematically. I think it's just, it's a young quarterback going in there. I think – last week was an interesting, you can tell he's a rookie. He's still a rookie because, they pull him out of the game. They put Fitz in there. This is some of the growing pains that they have to go through. I do think he does have an it factor to him because there's something about him. He finds ways to move the ball. He does a really good job of like complimentary football. You can tell he understands the sense of urgency of, they get something happens on special teams or defense and they get a short field, man, they find a way to stick it in the end zone. And I think that's something that is he just has a little bit of that it factor to him to where, the right thing happens at the right time for those guys when he's in there.
With P. Ryan out, what's your thought on the running back situation for Sunday?
Yeah, we're going to try to get all those guys involved. Obviously, Frank, you don't want Frank taking, 30 touches. We'll rotate all those guys in there. It's all about the flow of the game. It's all about the play count. How's each series going? So we'll just keep, we got a plan going in, but, it changes throughout the game depending on how the game's going.
What have you thought of Ty since he got here?
I think he's done a good job. He's picked up the offense very quickly. He works extremely hard to try to do things the way that we ask him to do them because, every offense is a little bit of tweaks here and there with footwork and landmarks and things like that, run game stuff. his speed is real. You feel it. Like you guys saw it the first time that he stepped on the field for us, where, you know, almost might have been the longest 2 runs we had in like 2 seasons. So, you know, for him to come in here and be able to, you know, impact us in that way, we want to get him more involved. You know, the more touches we can give him, the more chance we can get him to see if he can hit a home run. That, I think that's something that we just got to keep working through here the next 6 weeks of trying to get him really, you know, going in that aspect.
How tough are these corners, Adam, this combination that Miami has?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're 1-2 as far as salary goes, it sounds like. So on paper, it sounds like they're pretty good. But, you know, knowing Xavier since he was a rookie, I mean, X is good, man. He's tough to go against. He understands leverages of how offensive guys are trying to beat you. He knows how to take advantage of those. The guy's got phenomenal ball skills. And then Byron, I mean, he comes in there and be able to play with a guy like that. Like you're putting 2 guys together that play man coverage and they can play it well. And they can make it tough. And we have to do a great job with our techniques, and we got to be able to win 50-50 balls.
Adam, meant to ask the other day with Ficken, did he aggravate the injury, or was it just something like it was just a little off still? What, you know,
Yeah, I don't think he was feeling as good as he probably felt like when he was warming up. I didn't really hear anything negative, you know, through the week and really during the game. I think it was more after the game of there was still some things that weren't feeling as good as he wanted to. And, you know, which is, I get it. Like all our guys, I mean, they're fighting to get out there. And it's, you know, I appreciate the fact that our players, even though they're not always 100%, they're trying to find a way to get out there and help us.
What do you sense, Adam, from your team as far as motivation and kind of spirit right now is, you know, at 0-10?
I mean, when you go to practice, I mean, the energy's there. We're trying to find ways to get better. I think guys are trying to use the time, whether it be a walkthrough or practice individual, whatever we're doing out there, to try to find ways to get better. It is interesting that we had to kind of change our schedule because of the intensive, the COVID protocols. That's been probably the hardest thing for us is you're not seeing everybody in person until it's like, boom, now all of a sudden we're at practice. And now you see everybody. So everything's virtual up to then. And I think, you know, the part of the day of like that energy level working throughout the day, getting to practice, that's always something that's, I think, benefited us. And now that it's like, now all of a sudden it's a shot in the arm, you're going out to practice, you got to be ready to go. I think our leaders are trying to do a good job of getting everybody going right before we get out there.
Have coaches had to work from home as well during the ramping up of the protocols?
No, we have to stay in our offices. Like if we can't meet in groups and things like that, Rich, like everything has to be online.